Welcome back to Poor Man's Bushcraft. I'm going to get a little off subject with this video. Nobody really asked for this video, but I kind of just wanted to go ahead and do it and maybe share it with you and encourage you, if you are a producing channel, video producing channel, to maybe show what you have or what you're shooting with, to maybe give up-and-coming YouTubers some ideas of how they might improve their channel and still stay within some kind of a decent budget. As I am shooting right now with my phone, it is a Motorola Moto G6. So a little bit of an older phone, but still very, very functional. And I think the video quality for what it is pretty decent. I mean, it is cell phone video quality. I'm sure there's probably other video or other phones out there that shoot a little bit more decent quality. But hey, we do with what we can, with what we got. Yeah. So stepping away from this stuff right here real quick, I want to show you, as I back up, a little bit of how I light up the actual bench top when I do my reviews. In order to get equal light on either side and from above, I use two of these Amazon studio lights, and I did look these up, and I think these are around $54, give or take. You can find different ones. You can see that one setting up on the bench, so you can see how short it will get. And that one's being on the floor, and that's the top of that umbrella is over 6 feet tall. So you can actually get, a good array of height and adjustment on where these are setting. Not real super fancy. I mean, they do what they need to do, as you can see right there, without trying to blind you with that bulb. But basically that's what they are, is they're energy saver type bulbs that has an on and off switch on the back of it. This metal pole you see running from the umbrella to the saw, that is the adjustment to allow this umbrella to move in and out depending on how you want the fade of the light to work. Like I said, you can get these on Amazon. I actually found these at a flea market from a guy who deals in Amazon returns, and he tests everything out. So that's something you can look at if you've got somebody like that in your area. Hope this one don't blast out the camera, but up there hanging in the rafters and in the loft of the shed is a what I call vlogging ring light. There is a spot to mount a camera in the center of that, so that your camera mounts like right there. And I'll show you that when I turn the light down and get up closer to it. But it's just setting up there. It has tripod legs and everything. It sets at different heights. You adjust it to where you need it. If you get one of these on Amazon, I think they run about $150. Even seen some people make their own, so there's like some other videos to check out that you can get some ideas of how this stuff works. Let me turn this one down real quick. It does have an adjustment. As you can see, I am making the light fade in and out in the shed here. So we're going to turn it down to its dimmest setting, which really doesn't do you a whole lot of good. But as you can see, or may not be able to see, right here is the main control box of this. So there's the off, there's the on, and that knob also does the bright and dim. You have a couple adjustments here for tilting and spinning and all that other stuff, and all this runs on regular power. Now for my overhead shots, as you guys have seen in the past, I actually have had a few people ask how I do that overhead. Let me turn this back up a little bit so we can see what we're doing. I took a fairly inexpensive, or let's just go ahead and call it cheap, selfie stick, just like this one. This one has no buttons for the photo taking and no wires or nothing. It's strictly just like, for like action cams or something, where you don't need to control the button as much as you would, say, like on your phones and stuff. But so basically just a cheaper selfie stick with the extending wand. And I took that up into the rafters of my shed. Let me turn that back down so you guys can see. Okay, so it goes up through this plastic, which is kind of trying to act as a little bit of weather shield. Screwed it to the rafters and then brought it down through the center of that light. And now I can take any one of my cameras and just mount them up there through the, you know, threaded ports. And then I can move this up and down as I need. So step back so you guys can kind of see now how far that comes down, almost to the tabletop. And it will actually come down just a hair more, like a few more inches. So I can get within a foot or foot and a half, almost 2 feet of the top of the table without having to use the zoom and stuff. And that's got tilt on it, so if I wanted to put the camera on there and reverse the image so that it shoots upside down but still shoots right side up. So if I wanted to mount that there, I could mount that there and then stand back here where I'm at and do a video. But most of you guys know I really don't get on camera unless I accidentally get on there or it's just absolutely necessary. Swinging on to some more good stuff here for you. What do I shoot with? Well, obviously my phone. You guys have seen quite a few phone videos. Over the past couple of years, it's been a few different phones. But the main camera that I usually shoot with is in that budget range. If you find these on Craigslist or OfferUp or excuse me, you can usually get these for, you know, 40, 50 bucks. Some of them are cheaper than others. Damn, I got a focus problem going on here. So anyway, this is a Samsung HM something, I can't really read it. HMX F900. Okay, so sorry, my eyesight's not that good, and the focus on this camera is playing havoc. But just your atypical, you know, rotating screen, so I can see what I'm doing from different angles. You've got an SD card and some ports right there behind that door, right next to my thumb. A few buttons here. Not really a camera review, just kind of giving you guys an idea. And I like these for the fact that when I am shooting from that position up there above the bench top, I can mount this, and it pretty much hangs on the port like that, and that allows me to flip this screen so that while it's still up there, you know, hanging from there, I can see that screen and kind of know if or not I'm in the camera's range. So that works good for me. It does really what I need it to do. And, you know, being on a budget, that was something I could afford. Something I haven't really shot many videos with for YouTube. Just kind of always wanted these, but couldn't justify paying the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that GoPros are. So I got one of these Dragon Touch something. What was this? Vision 3 4K, but you know, technically, or I'm not sure of the whole science behind it, but the human eye doesn't see in 4K anyway. So yeah, okay. So anyway, very much like a lot of other action cameras, with the couple of ports on this side. You got your up and down menu buttons, your power button, which is also your menu cycle button, and this is your button that says record and stop. And when you're in your menus, this also selects whatever menu you're in to cycle through. Great little camera for, I think it was like $49 got this and the basic setup for it. You can spend a little bit more and get big kits that have all the accessories in them. But for the most part, you get a pretty decent starter kit with this to at least get you going. You get, you know, this case here, the waterproof case. You get their version of the dry case, which is basically just a cage to hold the camera, which allows you to mount it on a tripod or or whatever you're going to do where you're not going to get it wet. The one that I got, and I think most of them do, they actually come with a charger and 2 batteries. So one battery being in there and the other battery being just in this little bag, so it kind of stays dust free. Accessory packs, you can get all the chest rigs, the head rigs, about any, if you do an Amazon search for action camera accessories, you'll find these, and they have all the yellow floating tube handles and the chest rig and the dash mounts and just tons of stuff. I think this actually comes in that kit too, one of those selfies. But you get all these different mounts for helmets and stuff. You get a pretty good amount of stuff. In the $15–20 range, you can go a little more depending on what all you get as far as kit wise. Also that came with the camera was the start and stop remote. This is not waterproof, so if this is a camera that you might think you want to go ahead and invest in just so you have an action camera, just remember that this is not waterproof. And about a week after I got this one this past summer, we went to the pool, and I was amazed. I truly was amazed with the quality of the picture in this. Like all action cams, when they're in this, you don't get great quality audio, but video was awesome. I'm for being a poor man and wanting something like this, I think this was a good deal. Stepping on from that for audio, a lot of times I will either use this to track the audio if I need to be away from the camera, so you don't get that what's he saying effect. But you are getting that what's he shooting effect right now. Sorry about that. As well as on occasions I will use this shotgun mic, just because I don't have a lav mic. Sometimes I'll just put this and this together and then just stick this just kind of inside my jacket to where, you basically using it like a lav mic. Not the most comfortable thing in the world to do, but it will work in a pinch. These are not uber expensive on Amazon. If I can show you, it's Comica, Comica. So you can look up Comica shotgun mics. A lot of YouTubers have done reviews on this and say it's crap. But for me, it does what I need it to do. It does have a hot or a cold shoe mount. It's not a hot shoe mount. It'll go in a hot shoe, but you know what I'm saying. So it does have a shoe mount on it, and inside the shoe mount is threaded to where it will actually go on a tripod to mount it. If you got like an extra tripod you want to use, you can actually take this and it will mount. Let's try this with one hand here just so you guys will be able to see, but just giving it a spin. So yeah, you see what I'm saying? So you could mount this on a tripod if you wanted to use like the mic in one position and a camera in the other position, and using something like this to record audio, and then later on you just do that whole visual snapping, whatever it is, to line those audio and video tracks up. I actually avoid doing this as much as possible. I am not great at editing. As you guys have seen, I've tried a little bit, but sometimes for me it just seems more plausible to make the video the best you can without a bunch of cuts and edits, and hopefully people can watch and just get the video done, get the information out, and be happy with it. This is one of my 3 tripods that I use, being the shortest one. I don't know why or the reasoning behind why I did this or not. Maybe it was just because you come across them at thrift stores and places like that. Yeah, you've seen that. That's a bad habit, and that's something I might do a video on for bug out. preps. So unfortunately, yeah, that got put in this video. You've seen it. I'm not going to edit that out. That's my ashtray. So yeah, 3 different size tripods. Each have their own height and level, and kind of that particular use. Now usually, if you guys have seen a video where I'm shooting from this angle here, getting that side like the, I think I used it for the get home bag. I think I used this angle, but that is this tripod right here, just this little bitty one, and probably gets about, you know, twice as tall. In fact, that one right there at full extension reaches about the height of this one. So not a big tripod. I think it's great. It has its uses. I use this one in the house a lot because it has soft feet, no points. And then this is my go-to most of the time out here in the shed, in the shop, the studio. It's everything. Another, you know, one of those inexpensive brands. Just happened to find it at a Salvation Army, like Goodwill. If you're not familiar with Salvation Armies, but we have those in Goodwills here. This one was adopted from a friend. What is that? So you can see what that one is. Nice little tripod for in the house when you don't need it being way big spread out at its base. And this one is a flea market find. It's Camo Pro. Yeah. To me, it's not a thing about what brand it is. It's, do I have a need for that? And my last one, which I have not got to use yet, is this one right here. And this is, bear with me, I'll try to do this one-handed. I'll do the camera angle that everybody does. You know, where they set it down and put it on the ground and you see dark for a minute. You know, actually, that doesn't bother me so much as some other things. Like wind noise. Wind noise drives me nuts. This is my most recent purchase from, again, from the flea market, from the Amazon resale guy who sells the Amazon returns. A lot of times when you see or hear about Amazon returns, it doesn't necessarily always mean that they are broke. It just means that they went back because somebody, it didn't meet their requirement, and they send it back, and Amazon usually does not, that I know of, unless they refurbish, put things back into circulation. It goes into the bin, and then people bid on, you know, lots of this stuff. So basically it's a monopod that has 3 feet for stabilization. They fold up. I'll fold one of them up here for you. So they do fold up. They get out of the way so you can walk with this, like kind of like a little bit of a hiking stick. Thing I liked about this one real quick is this little metal wheel on the bottom. If you loosen that, that actually allows you to tilt and pan and move the monopod around. So if you plant this on the ground and still need to get a downward angle with your camera, so we'll hold you here, simulating that you are on the monopod. So you're walking, you set this down on the ground, and you need to pan down a little bit to get that picture, or pan back up, and you can spin and move around a little bit. So you get some pretty good movement without having to do a whole lot of adjusting on knobs and stuff. As that tightens up, it recenters the poles to the upward position, and then all 4 of those are adjustments to allow that thing to grow up to about 6 foot tall. So that is about it. I hope you guys, you know, didn't find this too boring. It's just kind of something I wanted to share with you to, you know, let you know how I shoot my videos and what I shoot with. And I encourage you guys, if you make videos, go ahead and do a video. and you know, let other people see some of the stuff that you use to help them out, maybe you know, to better their channel. So appreciate you guys for watching, and please like, subscribe, comment down below, and yep, sounds like it. So thanks for watching, everybody.